Hello and welcome to the Mystical Arts Academy Business Spotlight, where we shine a light on you, your services and your business. On our Mystical Arts Facebook page and website, we're creating a space where you'll find resources for anything and everything spiritual, metaphysical, paranormal, mystical and supernatural. We've guided meditations, one-to-one tarot and mediumship readings, courses, lectures, and coming in 2025, we've even got some retreats. We hold regular Zoom sessions where you can come and ask questions, improve your knowledge and skills, and even make new friends. So let's get started. Our guest today is Victoria Jane Chisholm, and she is the force behind The Intuitive Listener. With expertise in dragon and elemental energy, she mentors individuals, catalysing remarkable transformations into their personal and business endeavours. So let's give a big warm welcome to Victoria. Hi, Victoria. Welcome to the Mystical Arts Business Spotlight. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. And thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for being on. That's the biggest thing. Getting guests on is what we want to do, to spotlight you, what you do, and your expertise. So you're in Scotland, I believe.
Yes, I am. I'm just in lovely rural Perthshire in Scotland.
Oh, how far? What is that? Close to sort of Aberdeen or Glasgow?
That's well, my hometown's actually Aberdeen. So we're about an hour and a half away from Aberdeen and about an hour out of Edinburgh.
Oh wow, that's good. What's the weather like today? I know it's been lovely here in South Yorkshire, where we are.
It's not been too bad. We've had a few rainy showers today, but nothing major.
Oh, that's good. It's been lovely today. Hopefully the weather's going to hold out as well over the next few days. So yeah, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, basically, what I do and how I created this is from a very young age. My healing hands and my ability to contact spirit started only at 7 years old. And for me, by the age of 12, I was recognizing a new energy was coming into my life, and that turned out to be the dragons. And for me, they showed up at times of great need for great comfort, a lot of change, usually a lot of overwhelm, stress coming up right through the school years into the early 20s and beyond. And for me, when I had my daughter in 2015, they came back even into my life even stronger and really took root and said, you need to start speaking about us more. You need to start making people aware that we are not evil. We are very much light beings. We can be the changes of great transformation for them on the physical health level, but also on a mental health level too. Because nowadays we're seeing so many people battling anxiety, battling depression, and also being stuck in people-pleasing patterns, that they have not set firm enough boundaries with love to say, I need this time, I need this space to heal myself before I can jump in and help you out. And that's something we see on a repeat pattern constantly within our psychic and spiritual healer communities.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. I wholeheartedly agree with you there. And I find dragons fascinating as well. When I was developing my mediumship, I went to a circle in 2002, 2003, met a lovely lady there who also did pottery. And I've actually got two big dragons downstairs.
Oh, fantastic.
They're absolutely fantastic. I've also got some nice backgrounds as well for dragons. I thought about putting it on today, but I thought, no, that's a little bit too cheesy. Putting my dragons on as well as you talking about dragons, of course. Didn't want to sort of take the spotlight away
you're
from you.
absolutely fine, because I often do my Zoom calls with a dragon or a galactic background.
Yeah.
Or even just, I have a beautiful, what I call like a fire wallpaper as well, which I just like. It's a little less distracting at times.
Yeah. I'll send you a copy of this dragon background that I've got.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's really good, really good. So you're also a Reiki master as well.
Yes, I learned how to do. I did my Reiki level 1 when I was only 16, and it would be late 20s, early 30s when I would go on to do my Reiki level 2 and Reiki level 3. And a lot of the healing that I do these days is less Reiki and more Thea healing based, with energy from dragons of the universe, dragon phase of the cosmos, Lemurian energy, healing energy, and Atlantis healing energy as well. So you have that whole range, but it's always nice to turn back around, go back to the Reiki at times. It just depends on what the person's needs are, whether they can handle a lot of energy or they need something a little bit softer and easier going. But I love using Reiki energy on my animals, my pets, quite often as well.
I do the same. We've got rabbits and a dog. He's snoring down here. Yeah, I do the same. And it's a wonderful energy, isn't it? The Reiki energy.
It is.
I did my 1 and 2 in 2001 and 2002, and then I did my Reiki Masters back end of last year. Not something I was intending to do, but I thought, no, it just felt the right time to become a Reiki Master as well. So yeah,
I completely agree.
Yeah.
For me as well, even for me at 16 years old, it was a case of finding my feet within the spiritual community. And then I would say that late 20s, early 30s period, for me, it was a case of I started something and now I want to finish it. So I have that solid foundation because I knew I was going on to learning about other avenues of healing as well. So I just didn't want to leave things unfinished. It was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Cathartic almost.
Yeah, no, exactly what you mean. I think that's what happened with me as well. I thought, no, it's about time that I did take the extra plunge and go for the Masters as well. Yeah, I think it's something that I may do in the future, some tuition and teaching and things, but it's not something that's sort of paramount at the moment for me. So you also do something you call soul pattern healing as well. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
So soul pattern healing ranges from Atlantis, and I learned from my lovely mentor, Dora Regis, the creator of soul pattern. And with this, we get to go into everyone's unique individual pattern. Now, think about how unique your thumbprint, your fingerprints are. You cannot replicate them for another human being or another animal. This is very emotionally cleansing, and also she loves to do it for food allergies and different types of allergies. To reduce reactions to them over a period of time. You can make a lot of change with soul pattern energy. And for me, again, it ties beautifully into the elemental energy. And I can call upon the dragons, fae, when I'm working with this energy. And if I'm doing a Dragon of the Universe session, I can stitch the energy from both the Dragon Divine pattern of everyone, which again is very unique, into their soul pattern energy as well. So you're getting the best of both, and you're anchoring the healing in an even deeper level across multiple lifetimes.
Oh, that sounds really good. I might have to come to you for some allergy clearing as well. Some
I would love to.
Soul healing, definitely, without a doubt. So is that sort of the Luminaire one as well? Is that the Lightwave energy? Is that similar? Or?
Yeah, it's very similar, but for me, when I run Lightwave energy, instead of finding, we work with Lemurian dragons and that, Lemurian mermaids and Pegasus, but we also work with the Dragon Fee of the Cosmos energy. The two just link a lot better. And for me, Lemurian Lightwave is absolutely beautiful because it goes onto repairing soul fragments, retrieving soul parts of yourself. It goes through multiple layers of protection. You can do spleen cleanses, gallbladder cleanses, self-love cleanses to really clear out everything that is holding you back. And it has such a range of beautiful meditations and treatments that you can do. You can send people into the heart of Lemuria, which is reconnecting you to all of that divine country and energy there. But you can also go up into Lemurian wealth chambers and heal out old money stories that are preventing you from achieving your possible best and potential in this lifetime.
Wow, so you're releasing all the blocked energies and things like that,
yes.
sort of that we hold.
But you're also releasing the emotion, the trauma, and really calling in what you desire on a harder level. And by taking it into your physical body, you're able to manifest it at a greater rate as well.
Sounds fascinating. It's not something I've actually looked into. I've looked into a lot of different modalities of healing, but I've never looked into the Lightwave healing one yet, but I certainly will do now. That's fantastic. Yeah. So you also do mentoring as well. What's your approach to that?
For me, I do, obviously, dragon mentoring is where my heart's at. And what I do with this is really encourage people that are going through an extreme period in time that they're overwhelmed. They are maybe making big changes with house moves, relationships, moving from corporate into owning their own business, or that they've finally had enough. They know they need to make a change. They don't know where to start. So we take them into this beautiful 8-week dragon mentoring plan, and they get a bundle of things. They get the support of my membership and myself. I'm on call with them during my work hours during the day, 5 days a week. But they are also getting 6 one-hour dragon healing sessions that they can book over a period of 200 days. They're getting readings, activations, and so much more, because if you just did all the healing sessions back to back, you would be completely overloaded. You wouldn't have time to integrate all of the energy. And you could potentially do just as much harm as good by working on something too much, too soon, and too in depth. So to break it up with the readings really does help them learn more about their dragon teams, the dragons that want to work with them, put the collective message from the dragons, introduce them to the world of the dragon fae as well. And there is always an action step into the next point, and that's something we can build the next healing session around as well.
Wow, so it's a full mentoring package.
It's a full mentoring package.
Wow,
but what I usually find is people that do it usually come back and say, oh, I can't wait to learn more, keep going. This has helped me so much. And something I do with all of my sessions is I record them for people so that they can go back and listen to them again. They don't need to come back to me for the same thing. They can go back, listen to the recording. And if something is needing a retweet, they can come back for that.
Sounds fascinating. Sounds really good. So do you do this in person, or do you do it over Zoom, or both? Or
I do it over Zoom at this current time, because that is most of my clients are usually in a different time zone from me. So Zoom is the tool that is best for us at the moment.
Yes, it's a good tool. Since the pandemic,
It is.
I mean, I've known about it for, my background is IT, so I've known about it for a long time when it first came out. And when the pandemic hit, it was a lifesaver, wasn't it? I mean, it
Yes,
helps
it was absolutely
so many people. Of course, there are other platforms than Zoom, and we're using one now, but we could have used Zoom, but I prefer this one that we're using. It's a lot more flexible for what we want to do.
Yes.
So you also do shamanic journeys as well.
Yes. And again, that is usually I do that with kitsune energy, dragon fae energy. And again, that is something that is customized, because that's something I'm very much about. I will do group journeys, collective journeys, if so required. But I find in most cases, everyone has different needs. So I like it to do custom journeys. And again, these can be related to health. These can be related to journeying the caves of Avalon, doing underwater journeys with the mermaids into crystal caves, going through a whole rebalance, cleanse, purify process, and shaking up things by meeting some mermaid family, some soul family from these lifetimes, and much more.
Wow, that sounds divine. It sounds really good, really good. We're going to have a chat afterwards. So when did you start your business? When did you how did you get
Well,
into
my
your
business went to, I think like everyone that steps into the spiritual world, you start off doing something else and then you transform it into what your business really should be about. So for me, the business started in 2016, and I was doing, because I had this background in social media management and strategy for intuitive healers and holistic people who were struggling with social media that didn't feel completely aligned with what they were doing, and they knew they had to do it. So it was very much of that, trying to get people back in flow is the way I went with that. But for me, I kept getting, over a period of 6 months, I kept getting messages of, this is not really what you're meant to be doing. You're meant to be working with the dragons. And at that stage, to me, to step out publicly and say what I did was like, oh, I don't see myself doing that. And I had that resistance there. But then Facebook decided to lock me out of my business page one day and lost 1,000 follower page and lots of activity. And I just took that as a sign. I was like, okay, the intuitive listener needs to come out and we need to start. And I tried to do it with both for a very short period of time, like 3-4 months. I went, no, I just need to give all of my energy and focus over to the healing, the readings, the shamanic journeys, and let that be it.
the universe does have a A nice way, a weird way, a dramatic
Yes,
way, a loving way, get
and
out
nudging
there,
us.
pretty hard nudge and a kick up the, yeah,
Yeah.
kick in the rear. Yeah, it does have a way of working, doesn't it? I mean, it has for me,
Yeah.
certainly, on many occasions. So yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So what's the most rewarding aspect of running your business? What makes you go,
Oh,
oh, you know?
seeing how people change. It sounds corny, but it is seeing that transformation in people. It's seeing them lay down their burdens. It's seeing them get more comfortable in their own skin, whether that is their gifts, their business, or just even being able to relax within their relationships. Maybe they went through a childhood of complete abuse. Maybe they've had substance issues. Maybe they've had physical, heavy body ailments like Parkinson's, skin cancer, things like that. And once they've been working with you for a little bit, or even just after one session at times, they are like, I can't believe it. And their partners are coming to me saying, I can't believe the change that has happened since my wife, my husband started working with you. And that always makes me so glad. It sounds cheesy, but that's what I enjoy the most.
Mm.
It's very little about me and it is about the people that I'm working with.
Yeah. No, it doesn't sound cheesy at all. That I think seeing the transformation in people is absolutely fun. It's heart wrenching, isn't it?
Yes, it
It
is.
really it's heart opening. It's heart wrenching. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful experience to see that. I've got to admit, definitely. So, do you have any events or promotions that you'd like to talk about at the moment?
Well, I mean, I always encourage people that if you've never worked with dragons before and you're really intrigued by that aspect, I do a little first flight with the dragons package. Now, this is lovely because we get to tap into the collective of dragons, what their main message for you is at this time, where your energy's at. And like I said, I'm all about those action steps. So you're going to be leaving with some action steps as well. And then jump onto a little second mini call, 30-minute session to experience what healing with the dragons really feels like. So if you have anything from bad indigestion, food issues, sensitivities, to aches and pains in your body, long-term, tennis elbow injuries, all of that, we can work on that in those 30 minutes.
Sounds
So
good.
that's just a little thing that I always have going on.
Yeah, that's a little taster session then. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little taster miniature package just to see if it's the right fit for you.
And of course, it's not for everybody, is it?
No,
It's
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 absolutely not. And I love trying to match people with the right things. But if it is something that I do not feel I can provide or provide up to a standard I'm happy with, I love to refer them on to other people as well that I've had personal experiences of working with.
No, that's good. That's nice, isn't it? I mean, I'm also an accredited spiritual healer as well. But
Yeah.
sometimes people don't want a spiritual healer. They're happy to have the
Yes.
Reiki, but they don't want spiritual healing. And you get
Yeah.
others that don't want the Reiki, but do want spiritual healing.
Spiritual
It
healing.
depends on the
Exactly.
individual, doesn't it? And that's
Yes.
where obviously that's fantastic. So a couple of fun questions.
Okay.
Who who is your spiritual guru that you follow?
Oh, goodness me. I would say, now this is old school. This is like old school back in the day. I would say John Edwards for me was one of the first that got me intrigued. I mean, along with Colin Fry, God rest his soul, Tony Stockwell, John Edwards, and I think modern day you've got to look at Kyle Gray as well. Modern
Yeah,
day Kyle
yeah.
Gray.
Yeah, 2003, I went on a weekend retreat with Tony Stockwell, and
Yeah,
obviously it was other people there as well. That was
yeah,
really good. That was in
yeah,
Scarborough, and
yeah.
John Edward, fantastic. Um, yeah, there's a lot of good mediums out there.
Lots.
Definitely some of the better ones that you've mentioned. Yeah, again, Colin Fry, and I'm trying to think of the other one now. I can't remember. He did the ghost things. Oh,
Derek.
Derek Akora, of course. How can you forget
Yes.
Derek Akora? Well, I did anyway, so that's good.
Yes.
Okay, one more silly question. If you could have dinner with any spiritual teacher, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, goodness.
Putting you on the spot now.
Yeah, definitely. I would maybe potentially say Colin Fry, actually. I think his backstory and how he got into it was very interesting for me because I've read a lot of his books. And I have to admit, I've read a lot of John Edwards' books as well.
I've read John Edwards. I've not read any Colin Fry. I think I must do that. I'll try and dig some out
Yeah.
and read some, definitely. And one piece of advice you would give your younger self, piece of spiritual advice you'd give your younger self if you could, what would it be?
Honestly, I would say to my younger self, go for it. Don't let other people's beliefs hold you back, and don't take those on as your own. Because I think we spend too much of our life scared we're going to upset members of our family, our friends. We're scared of what it's going to look like on the other side.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, that's. I think in the interviews that we've done so far, that's very similar vein to what all the others
Yeah.
have said as well. Just go out there, don't be afraid, put yourself out there. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Exactly. But also, I think never give up on the magic. Like,
Mm.
for me, that's something else. It's never give up, because so many people spend in their life saying, is that a coincidence? Is that, let's get out of the is, shoulda, dida kind of mindset and just go for it.
Yeah, without a doubt. Go for it. Don't hold back. Yeah, without a doubt, go for it. Go for it. Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell us before we wrap up?
No, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No, thank you. And learning about the dragons and the Luminaire as well, it's been absolutely brilliant. I've loved every moment of it. Well, thank you again. And we'll put some credits up with some links, and I'll also put the links in the Facebook pages and posts that we do as well. So if anybody would like to reach out to Victoria, the information will be there. And again, thank you for being on, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.